Guess who has two thumbs and got their video taken down by copyright? Well, I didn't actually get my video taken down by copyright. I just edited a video, a very long video, might I add, of me reacting to season 3, episode 2 of JJK. And as I was about to upload it, YouTube was like, no, 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 you can upload this video, but you will get 10,000 copyright strikes. And I'm like, so I'll basically get terminated. I'll lose my channel. You're like, don't worry. We'll show it to 3, no, maybe 2 people will see your video and maybe click on it. So you might want to post. And I decided no. Hard decision. Decided no. But it seems like I am the only person online that cannot react to JJK because I am seeing so many people. So instead, I am going to be reacting to someone else's video. Oh, it's not here right now. Hold on. We're going to be reacting to this video by Orion. So lock me in, chat.
I want to talk about 2 things. To start, this episode is storyboarded by none other than our glorious series director, Shota Goshizono.
No way! It's directed by... I have no clue who he is. I guess we're about to find out.
While the episode itself is directed by Takumi Ichikawa. Now, we, the people, followers of the Gospel of Goso, know of Goshizono, of course. But what about Ichikawa? From what I can see, he's done work as an episode director and storyboard artist for both Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War, and Dungeon Meshi, along a couple of others. A relative newcomer with his earliest credit being assistant episode director for Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Now, I personally have never seen most of these shows start to finish, so I went in and watched snippets of the Bleach episode to get a better idea for what he brings to the table. And from what I saw, they were good. The drawings were incredibly strong and visually pleasing, but the thing that struck out to me the most was that the episode was also a big yap fest. Yet it was still very interesting and fun to look at. Goshizono, in my opinion, does an incredible job at making even the most dry or mundane of scenes look incredibly engaging. So
that is one of the most difficult feats in anime or TV in general nowadays, to make a full-on yap session of an episode. By the way, fully required to kind of further along the plot. Very much needed, but you lose a lot of the viewers with smaller attention spans. So if this guy has mastered the craft, kudos to him.
I can only imagine how Ichikawa is going to bring that vision to light. I mean, I don't have to imagine anything. I watched the episode, and it was amazing for those exact same reasons. From now on, I'm going to stop saying episode 3 of season 2, for example. Instead, I'll be using the total episode count from all 3 seasons, just to make it a little bit less wordy. Episode 50 of Jujutsu Kaisen is what I will affectionately call a yap fest. Usually the word yap has a negative connotation, but I kind of want to claim the word back because, well, it's fun to say, isn't it? This episode features a lot, and I mean a lot of talking and exposition. If somebody, though, tells you that there's a lot of yapping, you might get the wrong idea and think that it's boring or uninteresting.
Did you guys know that yap was a word like so long ago? I was watching Yu Yu Hakusho, the show that I think was made in like the 90s or like the 80s, and it was like they were talking about their teacher yapping. It's always been used in a negative connotation, but I think we have kind of made it even worse. And, people just like to talk, and, people just like to explain. Dude, Tengen has no screen time. He's going to use as much as he can.
This could not be further from the truth. Visually speaking, this might be one of my favorite episodes within Jujutsu Kaisen. To me, it's very reminiscent of episode 34. The majority of the episode focuses on Yuji and everyone's reaction to Gojo being sealed. There's, boom pow pow action peppered throughout, but the standout moments for me tend to be just everyone sitting around and talking. Interesting angles, good use of color, amazing attention to detail. It's a very, very strong episode, and episode 50 just feels like that, but like way better. The biggest proponent is the fact that Tengen's realm is purely a blank canvas. Using their barrier techniques, Tengen can show anything and place our cast anywhere. So for an episode that focuses on further explaining the rules of the Culling game and expanding the world itself, it's a perfect blank slate for a talented director like Goso to make, well, anything. 3D projections of the cursed tools that Gojo destroyed, as well as the government-mandated Toji appearance.
Can we just have a little bit of appreciation for the animation and art style of the season? Who thought that JJK could get better after Shibuya? Definitely not me. Definitely not the MAPPA workers that have been working like 70-hour-a-day shifts. I did not think they could do better. But looking at this is... that's beautiful.
CCTV footage of Hikari, I guess, and a whole host of other random shit that Tengen wants to show the class. Actually, let's just break it down real quick. For starters, we finally get Noritoshi Kama's real name, Kenjaku. Does that mean anything, or will it even mean anything? No. But oh my god, am I glad I can finally stop saying things like fake ghetto. I was doing that during my review of season 2, only to have stupid ass, snarky ass, idiotic ass manga readers in the comments asking me why I won't just say Kenjaku in an anime only video. Sorry about that. I've been meaning to vent for a good minute now. Anyway, back to Tengen. Like I said, this episode is visually astounding. I really like the red colored outlines that they've gone for here, and the drawings themselves. I mean, just look at some of these stills. The level of detail, the quality of the composition, the shading, it's all so damn good. Speaking of composition, this shot right here is why I like Goso. While Tengen is talking, instead of it just continuing to be a top-down view or some other generic shot, Goso places the camera back into the tunnel near these lights. The angle makes the rest of the cast disappear, focusing entirely on Tengen. Once they're done talking, the camera is placed on the ground further away, and now Tengen is out of view as we hear Yuki's thoughts. Also, the tunnel is just permanently moving and looks hella trippy, starting to plant seeds that Tengen's realm is ever shifting.
Okay, this guy is like one of the best YouTubers I've ever watched. But side note, this is so interesting. Like, being a director of a manga adaptation anime, there's so much things that go into it. Like, so many things. Like, every single frame, every single detail is planned out specifically so you're still locked into the show. It is really an art, and it is so beautiful how this guy has done this. I personally have not watched season 3, episode 3 yet. I've read the entire manga, so I don't mind spoiling myself a little bit, especially with an episode like this. But if we got stuff like this happening in season 3, I'm excited for what's to come.
Yuji kind of acts as the viewer here, as he's the first and only one to notice that the tunnel is disappearing. I like that he looks at it and doesn't even question it. Also, Tengen just has a flair for the dramatic, bro. Not only do they turn the lights off when the subject turns serious, but the way in which the voice actress, Yoshiko Sakakibara, delivers the lines all throughout the episode.
Hold on, what's her resume looking like? Anyone I know? Anyone I know? No, it's not looking great. No, it's not looking great. These seem like all the same girl, but a different universe. Let me know if you know any of these people. I might just be glossing over them quickly, but I'm not sure I know any of them.
I don't know how much voice actors make, but the way in which he's giving these lines.
Wait, anime sessions themselves pay almost nothing. You can record an entire season, the most popular anime of the day, and not break $1,000? Hold on. What? Wait. What? Oh my god. So they pay insanely high numbers per hour. Some voice actors can get up to like $142.50 an hour. That's really high, and that's for Netflix. But you're recording like 3 episodes in an hour, and with like 12 episode seasons, are you barely breaking 1,000? Oh my god.
Makes you think that her rent is due tomorrow or something. There's such passion and energy behind them, and it only gets better and better all throughout the episode. This is an episode that I feel like you could watch muted and still enjoy, but the voice acting just elevates it beyond belief. To be honest, it's not just her. If you'll remember from Mekamaru's episode, that guy was doing main character levels of line delivery, and it was also incredible. Anyway, let's talk about what Tengen's got to say. The exposition dump on a whole is an entirely different level from the manga, taking only a handful of relatively unremarkable pages and turning them into a visual spectacle. It feels like Goso took a look at a video game interface and made one specifically for this episode. I mean, it is the Culling game, so it's incredibly fitting and makes everything look great, while never feeling like it drags on. Seriously, I watched this episode with my friends, and when the credits started rolling, everyone's collective reaction was, wait, what, already? Goso managed to make almost 20 minutes of straight yap go by just as fast as an action-heavy episode would. Genuinely impressive stuff. One of my favorite visuals was how the text around everyone was overlaid, like there's a projector on every side of the realm, if that makes sense. Also, this little bit of Tengen fidgeting with the cube was kind of funny, because their hand is overlaid doing the same thing, but you can see the smaller Tengen within the prison realm doing that as well. Also, at some point, Tengen uses the Kagebunshi no Jutsu to illustrate the point that they exist everywhere.
Was any of this shit in the manga? I feel like this director just went fucking crazy and was like, hold on, wait, y'all see the vision? Wait, hold on. Y'all see what I'm seeing? Bro saw nothing. Bro saw 2 pages of Tengen yapping to Yuji, and he made this masterpiece. Hold on.
Which I thought was a really neat touch. Another neat anime-only addition, for the first time in Jujutsu Kaisen, we get to actually see a 6 Eyes Limitless user other than Gojo. Granted, we only see them from behind and not actually their face, and for like 3 seconds, but it is something that we have been asking for years now. So I think we'll take all the crumbs that we can get at this point. Another thing that this episode made me realize, we have come a long way from the dog shit textures in season 1. Look at this scene from Yuji and Todo versus Hanami. I know it's a high-speed action battle and all that, but look at it. Now, look at...
Wow, I ate that shit up. Dude, I was eating that shit up like 3 years ago whenever that came out. Oh my god, I didn't realize it was that bad. Wow. And look, he's about to say, look at this texture right here. It is, you can really tell when studios give an anime a lot of money because they made them a lot of money versus them kind of just starting out and just giving them, hey, here's your budget, go make the best show. I love to see it from JJK.
Any still frame from episode 50. It's a night and day difference. The effects all throughout the episode also just look really damn cool. And forget about the visuals for a second. Can we talk about the music? There's this track that plays somewhere in the middle of the episode, and it really reminds me of this one from Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. Tell me if you also hear it in the comments. All that to say, it's just good. The visuals are good, the voice acting is good, and the music is phenomenal. I saw a lot of complaining about how the rules of the Culling game were handled last episode.
Alright, let's read these rules. The Culling game rules. After awakening a curse technique, players must declare their participation in the Culling game at a colony of their choice within 19 days. That sucks. So, you have no choice in the matter if you have a curse tech. How are they going to find you? Dude, if I awaken my curse technique like 2 days before the Culling game starts, I'm not entering. What? Who says I need to? Rule number 2. Any player who breaks the previous rule shall be subject to curse technique removal. Okay, I guess there's my question answered. Oh, they're going to slime me out if I don't join the game. So I guess I'll join the games. Rule number 3. Non-players who enter a colony become considered to have declared participation in the Culling game. Number 4. Players score points by ending the lives of other players. Hold just a damn second. No one told me we're ending lives in this, John. That sucks. What's the point, though? What? Oh, okay, hold on. Let me keep reading. Rule number 5. Points are determined by the game master and indicate the value of a player's life. As a general rule, sorcerers are worth 5 points and non-sorcerers are worth 1 point. Okay, so if I'm on the weaker end, I'm not going to be as appetizing to like a Yuji in there. I'm not saying Yuji would go around killing random people, but I guess the stronger people are going to fight the other stronger people. Rule number 6. Players may expend 100 points to negotiate with the game master to add 1 new rule to the Culling game. However, players cannot add their own life's value to the amount that can be spent. Okay, hold on. I really like that rule. So, technically speaking, could you end the game if you got 100 points? Is that going to be their plan, or are they going to do something else? Hold on, let me keep reading. Rule number 7. In accordance with the previous rule, the game master must accept any proposed new rule unless it will have a marked and long-lasting effect on the Culling game. Okay, so you can't end the Culling games, but you can... What if I do like a ×4 multiplier for everyone's points, so it's like a killing frenzy? All right, last and final rule. If a player's score remains the same for 19 days, that player shall be subject to curse technique. Damn, so I'd be cooked. I can't even hide out. What is curse technique removal? Is that just a fun way of saying, let me know in the comments.
Mainly on TikTok, which honestly should disqualify it as valid criticism, but to me it was obviously an artistic decision, plus you could just always pause anyway. The rules themselves, especially the important ones, were always going to make an appearance when they would need to be reiterated. Episode 50 goes one step further, showing us every single one individually. Really cool visuals, and also the actual just sound effects are pretty cool. JoJo's gets all the credit for having like awesome sound design, and it does, but I feel like Jujutsu Kaisen sound design has come a long way since season 1 as well. At some point, we also cut away to Shoko, giving us genuinely one of my favorite little quirks of Gege's writing, the random interviews. Yes, Togashi did that first too. Regardless, it's Ichiji gathering information about Rule 2, removal of curse techniques. This is also another moment of Goso's really fun way of directing. The guy can't just put the camera in normal places, above the chair, behind it, on a bookshelf. It's all so varied, which gives this short scene such a nice look to it. And no, that's not just because Shoko is a baddie. That does help though. Which makes this a good as time as any to quickly run down all of the Culling game rules in the most basic way that I can. Number 1, newly awakened players have 19 days to partake in the Culling game. Number 2, if they don't, they die. Number 3,
Okay, so you're getting slimed out. All right, so that's curse technique removal. Good to
anyone
know.
that comes into the barrier willingly becomes a player and can no longer leave. Number 4, to get points, you have to kill other players. Number 5, sorcerers give out 5 points, while normal Joes give 1. Number 6, if you have 100 points, you can add a rule. I'm not going to say this one right after number 6, okay? The rule added has to be one that doesn't impact the longevity of the game. You can't add a rule that ends the game in exchange for 1,000 points, as an example. Number 8, and finally, if no points are gained for the 19 days, you die. Simple, simple. In all seriousness though, all of these rules, especially the really important ones, will be reiterated throughout the Culling game, so don't worry about remembering them at the top of your head at all times. Despite all the exposition and talking, this episode did feature some genuinely nice character interactions.
There's no way people complained about the rules. That is like the most simple thing. Like, oh, can people get points? Need to kill people to stay alive. Spend 100 points to make a new rule. It doesn't get more dumbed down than that.
So let me run through them real quick. I love the dynamic between Yuji and Yuta so much. After promising that Yuta would kill Yuji should Sukuna take over, once it turns out that he will actually be splitting off from everyone to go do his own thing, Yuji and Yuta's collective...
Oh my god, dude. Yuta looks like a baby boy compared to his manga. Look at the manga. Look at this man.
Yuta's collective 66...
No! Hold on. Sorry, guys. My sincerest apologies.
Yuji and Yuta's...
Baby boy. Baby boy. What? They did him dirty. I thought about that in episode 1. I'm like, why does he look like this? Why does he look like a baby boy?
Collective 66 IQ rattle against each other, realizing that there's no one left to protect Megumi from Sukuna, only for Mr. Emo over here to be like, don't worry about it, you can just kill Yuji after I die anyway. Which Yuji takes not very well, but it is a funny moment. Aside from that, we also get an incredibly wholesome one between Yuji and Choso. Before leaving, Yuji turns around and thanks Choso for helping them up until now. At first, Choso acts nonchalant and stoic, but the millisecond that Yuji is out of there...
Dude, he has to stay strong for his girl. He has to look like he's that guy, you know, big bro. I'm like that. I could protect my brothers. Also, I got a sentimental side, Yuki. Also, I'm a sentimental guy and I get down and dirty. What?
Choso starts crying. Peak cinema. And of course, how could I ever forget? This one is for the power scalers. But while Yuta says that Hakari is stronger than him when he's worked up, Maki responds with, it's impossible. Have fun with that statement. It's only been haunting this dogshit fandom for like 4 years now. And finally, my GOAT, the best character to finally grace the big screen, Takaba makes his debut.
No way! The best character in the show. Hold on, what is he doing?
Completely bombing his comedy performance. What I want to quickly point out though, this man, Takaba, once he showed up, the aspect ratio changed. This is the same aspect ratio that they used all throughout Sukuna vs. Maharaga and parts of Jogo vs. Sukuna. It's usually reserved for movies, but when it's used in TV, you just know that the episode is about to be absolute peak, and it is. This amazing, albeit short segment of Takaba is genuinely surprisingly good. Last week I talked about how you should invest in Choso stock, and while you will definitely get short-term profits in this season, investing in Takaba will cover you for the long term. Takaba's voice actor put in so much work, by the way, and gave a killer performance as Takaba starts genuinely tweaking out. The actual animation within that portion was also really good. I wouldn't say the character acting was as good as the ghetto portion from the Hidden Inventory arc. However, it was still very solid, and there were great and strong drawings all the way throughout. They just nailed the scene, and this bozo right here, why do I even like him? Well, the little pep talk that he gives Takaba is genuinely good. There are two types of comedians that manage to stay big. Comedians that are funny, and comedians that can always delude themselves into believing they are funny. Which one are you? Since this is related to Takaba and how he will approach the Culling game as a player, I won't say anything at this moment. Instead, I want you, the viewer, to tell me when Takaba says that he's...
I am so excited. Oh my god. I was really worried for this new season of JJK if it was going to be good or if it was going to be bad. But this is better than I could have wanted. Beautiful. Hey, show this guy some love. This guy is insanely dissecting the JJK episodes. He's doing it like no one else. Subscribe to Orion, show him some love, and thank you guys for 400 subscribers. I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great day. Spend some time with your family. Go outside. Not if you live on the East Coast. It's fucking freezing out here.